So, Victor, what type of show would you start with one of your hometown friends?
Man, there's so many shows out there. I mean, I could have my own reality show exploring my parents' basement, but then I thought, what would be the best show to do? Maybe like a public access show where we, rock on, talk about the babes, just talk about everything that's hip with us, and it would just be great. It should be a full-on experience that makes you want to party.
Party on.
So what? What if the show gets canceled and you guys never get to do movies or anything like that?
Say that.
They should let children out of school to see this movie. They should show it in school.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
I disagree. I am Iron Man.
There's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
You're gonna have to rock a thong with this. Oh, no, I don't wear thongs. I have a very fussy taint.
Oh, behave.
Welcome back to Not Ready for Popcorn Players, the number one KKK recruitment podcast in the galaxy. Not. My name is Johnny Watson.
And I'm Victor Higgins. Despite all the rumors out there, I actually am in fact worthy.
And today is the special day because, as you know, we talk about the movies led by former SNL cast members, hopefully current at some point. But today, we have a big one from one of the best there ever was, who is a part of multiple life-changing, world-changing movie franchises in this world. This is not one of them. It only got two, but it still had such a huge cultural impact. Of course, we're talking about the 1992 classic, Wayne's World. It was 92, right?
1992, yeah. 92, yep.
Yeah, it's a very interesting one. It seemed like it was a enormous deal at the time that it came out. It just seems like it had such a cultural impact and like a reach, and just I don't know if I felt that way when I watched it, but it definitely seemed to have something.
Yeah, it's like a very iconic movie. Obviously, I believe not only is it the highest grossing SNL movie, at least like movie based off like an SNL character, but I believe also one of the highest grossing of 1992. I'll look it up like after I'm done talking.
It's still the highest grossing to this day?
I believe so, yeah, but also like they haven't done a real like original SNL movie in like over a decade, so I believe so it is. At least like at the time I know it got like a lot of press and stuff, and I pretty much agree with what you're saying. Like it's good. I wish it was kind of better than I thought it was, but like I saw it, but like, not too shabby at all.
Was it your first time seeing it as well?
I know it's actually my second. I saw it like years ago. I want to say probably like my first or second year being SNL customer, I think, or SNL customer, SNL fan.
One day.
One day. Yeah. But yeah, being like my second year being into SNL fan, I believe at the time there's like both the second and the sequel, there's like a very copyrighted YouTube version, whereas like one of those like copyrights where it's like they show the movie or like TV show was like in a little box in the corner while other things are going on in the background. I don't know if you know what you're want to talk about.
Oh, I've seen some of them things. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
the slightly pirated version a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I saw it there a couple years back, and I thought I definitely liked it more that time than I did. So yeah.
Okay.
I guess that's maturity of me, I guess.
Right. You're probably a little bit of a different person.
Yeah.
I went into this, I think there were times when it did meet this height and times that it didn't. I think I kind of went into this thinking this would be more to the level of Blues Brothers type of comedy. Obviously not the same. Obviously it's rock and roll, obviously very different cast members. But I thought it would at least have the same level of, because like every time I've seen Blues Brothers, it's been just as great every time. It's crazy. It's off the wall. It is explosive, literally and figuratively. So I was thinking Wayne's World, to have the level of hype that it has, it must have blown the doors off in that same way just by a 90s rock and roll perspective. And while I wasn't completely wrong, it didn't quite hit the way that it did. And I would imagine the way that we're talking about it right now is hitting for us specifically because we've only seen it 3 times combined. I'd imagine people who watched this like in the theaters, like when it came out, like because nostalgia is such a powerful drug, they're like, I can't believe you. And this was the biggest thing. I went to the theater with 20 of my friends and we talked about it the rest of the year. I know that there are people like that who saw this when they were a teenager, early 20s, maybe even an early 30s, maybe even a tween. Like if you saw this when you were 12, who knows what it meant to you? It must have blown your mind. But to us in the current situation that we're seeing it, it was above average.
Yeah, I would say like kind of based off like your response, I feel like I maybe like I kind of agree with you like how you feel about the movie. I feel like I might be like a tiny bit higher than you on it, just because I feel like this is kind of like a kind of a comfort movie in a way, because like it's like very broy, but like in a great way. It's not like screw you.
Interestingly, broy, it's broy in a different way. That word has evolved so much.
Yeah,
it's broy in a more wholesome way.
Yeah,
than
exactly.
broy would be now. You know,
right? Yeah, which is funny. You know, the Bad Boys of SNL, which was definitely a boys' club. Well, this is the better version of it. And real quick before we do our usual talk about our cast members, I wanted to see like exactly where this was set in all like the biggest high-ing 1992 movies, and this is actually 10th out of all of the 1992 movies. So the rankings were from 1 to 10: Aladdin, The Bodyguard, Home Alone 2, Basic Instinct, Lethal Weapon 3, Batman Returns, A Few Good Men, Sister Act, Bram Stoker Dracula, and then Wayne's World. So that's the highest grossing films of 1992 there, and this is the 10th. So it's very interesting there.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, so then, like you were saying, let's get to our cast members. I believe, are there 3 or is it 4 in here?
Let's see. I think 4 actually, because
it is 4. I thought so.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have, of course, Mike Myers as Wayne Campbell, and he came into the show during season 14. Same season Ben Stiller came in, but of course lasted way longer than Ben Stiller.
Much longer, yeah.
Yeah, it was on there for like I believe 7 seasons, left midway through the infamous season 20. And then we have Dana Carvey, who I feel like some people, like when they think of Wayne's World, they probably would think, Mike and Dana both not only came on together, but also left at the time. But like,
Dana shocked me. There was less Dana Carvey in this than I thought. He truly is a side character,
right?
Not like he's definitely the protagonist of this movie, but he's definitely not. I thought they were like such a duo. He's definitely like here too.
Yeah, and it's also funny because like on SNL, like aside from Wayne's World, they didn't really do a whole lot of sketches together. Like the only one instance I could think of, like where both of them were paired into a sketch, I believe, like one sketch in like season 18, I want to say, where I believe Mike was playing Keith Richards and Dana was playing someone else, and it was kind of like a wedding reception, and they were just like talking with one another, and it was like very fun. We got to revisit that one because it's really great. But yeah, Dana came in season 12, after the big season 11, and left at midway through season 18, which is like around the time where this movie came in, actually this was the year prior. This was 1992, so yeah, because 91, 92 was 17, and 1993 was 18, so yeah. But yeah, Dana Carvey has Garth Algar here, and then our other SNL cast members,
the legendary Brian Doyle Murray.
Yeah.
one of the best voices in SNL history to me, probably because of all his cartoon work, maybe one of the ones that I was aware of earlier than I even knew. Because I used to watch a lot of Flapjack back in my day. That might be a little older for you, but he was Mr. Knuckles in there.
That's that Cartoon Network, right? Flapjack
on Cartoon Network.
No, yep, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so he was all up in there, and then a very surprising one for me. I did not expect to see this. This felt very fun in like a bring the new kid on kind of way.
Yeah,
Farley was in this thing. I did not see that coming. It wasn't a very big role, but he did get to come in multiple scenes. I'm like, whoa, what is Chris Farley doing here? He's having a lot of fun in this.
Just
Yeah.
for a brief scene too. It's like so great. It's very Farley-esque of him.
Mhm.
And going back to Brian Doyle real quick, I was very surprised to find out, I believe like a couple years ago, that he is the Flying Dutchman of SpongeBob fame, which I was like,
Oh, that's what I'm saying. He's so deeply ingrained into voice acting and cartoons and stuff like that. He's
mhm,
probably been involved in way more people's childhoods before they even knew about Brian Doyle Murray. Because he sure was in SpongeBob, like
mhm,
probably before I was even watching SNL.
probably, yeah. And here I thought Tom Kenny was a voice actor goat, but it's also Brian Doyle Murray.
Yeah, Brian Doyle Murray. It's interesting. Brian Doyle Murray's way up there. There's two types of voice actors. The ones that get really really iconic for one type of voice, and the ones that
Mhm.
can do like a million different voices. Brian Doyle Murray is the one that can just crush with his one voice because it just fits into just millions and millions of things.
Yeah, and it's like so great. And I feel like he's another cast member that like appears in like various cast members like movies, but hasn't and probably won't ever star in one himself, which I think is
Yes,
very
it's a very
interesting.
complicated thing.
I know he's also in I believe Modern Problem starring Chevy and
He's in Modern Problem. He's in Groundhog's Day.
uh there's
Yeah,
another movie I'm like blanking on right now that I know he appears in. I believe it's a Bill Murray movie that I forget.
yeah.
But
Bill does put his brother in a good chunk of his movies.
yeah, of
Yeah,
course. Yeah.
it's really interesting. It's as I started to realize more things, I realized, and this goes back to the voice acting and the older and the younger and the tougher and the softer and the big star and the other one. He really is the white Charlie Murphy.
Yeah.
I mean, if you people, anyone that knows anything about Charlie Murphy will know a lot of the same similarities kind of happened between them and their families and their comedic rise and everything.
Yeah, for sure. And let's get into our other people. So we have
Mhm.
Tia Sierra? Is that her last
Tia
name?
Carrera.
Carrera. Okay, yeah.
Carrera. I'm
Carrera.
not sure, but
Yeah.
also
Carrera. Let's go Carrera.
a huge part of my childhood because she was Nani in Lilo and Stitch, the original one, the animated one.
Ooh. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Yeah. Also,
Yes.
according to our Wikipedia, the first thing it says is part of General Hospital, which I think.
Oh yeah, that too. That too.
Yeah, as a Cassandra. We
Mhm.
have a three-time SNL host, Rob Lowe. It's very fun for me to see Rob Lowe because I've been binging a lot of his Fox show, The Floor, which is weirdly addicting.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, as Benjamin Kane, and I feel like with Rob Lowe, because I feel like he plays a very similar character in Tommy Boy, just kind of like a sleazy kind of like can't deal with any nonsense from anybody's shit, pretty much.
We'll get into this, but I was never on board with Rob Lowe in this movie.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Never on board with him.
Yeah, we have another former SNL host, Lara Flynn Boyle, as
Oh wow.
Stacy. Yeah, she hosted, I believe, in season 26, which of course we'll learn a lot more about in everything you know about season 26 coming hopefully soon.
Hopefully
But
so. Yeah.
yeah, and I felt she was actually really charming in this role. Like she played the like a psycho girlfriend, or psycho ex-girlfriend, like really well.
Oh wait, this was her. I liked her, dude.
Yeah,
I didn't even notice that. Yeah, we're gonna get into her too. I liked her.
yeah, and that's pretty much all like the big names. We also have like Colleen Camp, Meatloaf, Kurt Fuller, Frank DeLeo, Ed O'Neill, which I found out he's actually from my hometown of Youngstown, Ohio, which was very
Yo,
cool for me.
Ed O'Neill, very, very big, very famous.
Hmm.
I didn't expect him to be so dark in this movie.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
believe.
because Ed O'Neill is is a sitcom legend. Like he
Yeah.
is a part he is a part of two of the biggest anythings in Modern Family and Married with Children. And it's like, yeah.
Mhm.
And some people get it like that where they're more movies and more TV. He's way more TV. I don't see
Yeah,
him in movies often, but
right.
this was I don't know if it didn't fit in this movie, but it was definitely darkening the doorstep for this movie. Somebody said. Okay.
Yeah, and this just
also,
made me
yeah.
realize like how long Married with Children lasted, because like
Oh
it lasted a
yeah.
full like decade.
Oh yeah, and just such a huge legacy too. Like
Mhm.
Katie Sagal comes out of that, and Christina Applegate and him. It's like Jesus, that thing was all over the place.
Yeah, and a bunch of other people that are awesome, but like we already got into all the big names there. So yeah.
Okay, one name I wanted to see. Is it Michael DeLucy? Who's the guy that played the assistant to Benjamin in this? Is that him?
Let me see
Is
here.
that Kurt Fuller?
Yeah.
He seems so much more familiar to me, but I can't put my finger on it with him.
Yeah, I mean, let's see his work real quick because that name does sound familiar to me as well.
He feels so, but I guess not.
Apparently, he's like one of those guys that just appears in sitcoms and other stuff.
Just
Every once
pops
in a
up.
while. Like he appeared in Charmed, Ally McBeal, Murder She Wrote, L.A. Law, House, Monk, Desperate Housewives, My Name Is Earl, Ugly Betty, Glee.
He doesn't look like he's a regular in any of these either.
Yeah, Malcolm in the Middle. I think that might be already. But like, yeah, Quantum, I believe, as well, and Knight Rider. So yeah, he's like one of those guys that just pops in stuff. So, yeah.
Just done, still is just kind of popping it. I don't see. I'm looking through his whole thing. He's not a regular in anything. I don't think he ended up leading any movies. Or yeah, he's just a working actor since the 80s.
Yeah, I guess no one saw the faith in him, I guess.
Yeah, he just won't go away. I mean, there's just some people that pop up like that, you know.
Yeah, and also real quick before we officially get into it, yeah, a lot of preamble we're doing here, but like, see, he's also part of Studio 60 on Sunset Strip, which is, speaks to my mind because that's kind of like a more dramatic version of 30 Rock, and hopefully maybe we could do that show one day for a Patreon.
Maybe. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it has Matthew Perry in it, Bradley Whitford in it, so that's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get into this movie. We start off very kind of like calm and simple. Benjamin is just watching TV in his bed with, I don't think it ever says if it's his wife or his fiance or anything, but he's just watching, he's flipping through channels, he doesn't know what to do. And then Wayne's World shows up. And it must have been interesting at the time because in our universe, Wayne's World is only a sketch within SNL. So to show up on TV as a TV show in this movie must be interesting. It shows up as a TV show. He's looking at it. He works for an arcade company. Well, he's a producer, I guess, working third-party freelance. Yeah. And he's like, this is goofy and silly. I can spin this in a way that will get the younger generation to come to the arcade through the appeal of what Wayne's World is. And it also goes into a situation where Garth and Wayne are doing their own thing from their place, from the studio, and we see how they start to produce Wayne's World, and the first of several technology blunders from Garth and things of that nature. So what did you think of all of this scene?
Yeah, I feel like this is a perfect way to like set the tone of what the movie is, and like for the sense of like Rob's character of like, seeing this, this could probably hit well with the young kids. I'm sure like anyone would probably think that as well. They probably think this was like a kid show, and like it makes sense because like you see how goofy these guys are, and like, obviously like what they actually do is not like 100% kid friendly, but it still has like a very like kiddish vibe that I think anyone could like watch, even if you don't really know exactly what's going on. And yeah, just like seeing the like mishap between Garth of like his hair like being sucked on the device is very funny. It's like just one of the main things that kind of has Garth in a way kind of like, in like his own world like throughout the entire movie, which I think is really great. And just
I did. I just got
like a random. I was just a random kick out like after turning off the TV, they just randomly start making out. Like okay,
yeah, I did notice that. First of all, to what you were saying about this not being kid friendly, this invention looks like scary.
Yeah,
it looked someone. This could definitely mess up a kid and like make them cry. I would say like getting it, especially, oh man, if this sucked up like a little girl's hair, that ruin her whole year possibly.
Lawsuit is
like,
going to happen.
Off a chunk of that, yeah.
lawsuit is going to happen for that one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely some problems. But
And
yeah,
it's just like a bad invention, like just like
yeah. There's several technology, good and bad inventions that Garth has moments with throughout this movie. But yeah, we see this going on. Like I said, he definitely looks very shady from the beginning. He doesn't look like he's paying attention to his. I'm talking about Benjamin. He doesn't look like he's paying attention to his wife. Whereas on the other end of this, Garth and Wayne look relatively wholesome. You know, not perfect, but
definitely.
relatively wholesome. They just look like they're doing their thing. From Aurora, Illinois. I'm not. That's what I'm speaking of which. This is the second sketch movie set in Illinois with the same another to the Blues Brothers of it all. This is
Right.
another one set in Illinois, but not necessarily Chicago. They keep doing that.
Yeah.
And also, I noticed
I mean, I guess like Chicago is a very famous like SNL place where a lot
it
of
is, but why aren't they just putting it in Chicago?
right, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
weird.
like
I mean,
I guess like Chicago is like too obvious of a place to go, so let's go. I don't go to somewhere else in Illinois. So I guess maybe they want to be creative.
I don't know, man. But something else I was noticing. I believe this movie was written with Mike Myers, but also the creators of the '70s show, which is set
Yep.
in Wisconsin.
Yeah,
So it's
Bonnie
like-
and Terry Turner.
yeah, there is a very specific rocker, young adult, late high school, Midwest thing that they like about all of this. I think the essence of that '70s show was honed in this movie in some ways. So
Yeah.
I think it's good to see I guess the a distant cousin of that '70s show, because I watched a lot of that and that '90s show.
Yeah, in a way, this movie kind of gives off like a '70s vibe. At least based off the hair, because the hair is crazy in
Yes.
all the movie. So like, yeah, and I think like a few like joke references. So like, it's very '70s, even though we're in the early '90s here. And I believe Bonnie and Terry were both writers on SNL, so that's very awesome as well.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Okay, so then we start to see Wayne coming out, and this is when it starts to really become like clear this is Wayne's movie more than just Garth's. Wayne
But
comes
Garth
out,
tries to make it his own movie sometimes.
right? Yes. We start to see Wayne just kind of narrating to the audience, like this feels very reality show, even though it's a movie.
Yeah.
And he's narrating to the audience. He's talking to their friend group. They stick in a cassette. I believe they pick up another person at this thing. He's
Yeah. I should have
shaded
known
in some type of way. What
I
was
should
he-
have known his name.
Huh?
I should have known his name, but like, yeah, they pick someone else up who's had a rough day for sure.
A very rough day, and they're singing along. They're being very silly. It's definitely like this is the friend group. Another situation where I don't think we even learn these guys' names.
Yeah, even though we
It's
should.
just it's the left loose end that they never tie up. It's just like these guys. It's like when Zoolander, when he was with the models. It's like, oh boy, never gonna see those guys again.
Right. Even though at least like the two guys like on the side between the guy that's like out of his mind right now, like in the car. Like we see them like throughout the movie, but like, we don't like I don't think we get names of them. Or, like if we do, like they like gotta say like real fast, which I feel like they are so important. Like they're like good side characters that like again like aren't like doing a lot, but like do enough, which I think still like warrants them. And I just like love their vibe because I feel like they're suddenly like stoned out for throughout the movie, but like they still like chill guys, like down for anything, and like yeah, just like epic scene that we have here of them in the car.
Okay, here's a question. This might be kind of messed up.
Okay.
Okay, they're high. Garth and Wayne are high on marijuana, right? Sometimes.
Ooh, are they?
I'm not sure if they are because it's a PG-13. I think it may be implied a little bit,
Yeah.
but it does make me wonder.
I think we're supposed to like think that, but
We're supposed to, yeah, but they can't explicitly say it because it's PG-13.
yeah.
Do you think they may be on something else and the other three guys are hallucinated?
Oh. Honestly, I don't think they are. I think if anything, it's the three of them that are definitely taking every drug known to man, or while they're just like they're the kind of guys who are like, oh, I'll take like a puff, like a a sip of like some alcohol or a puff of some like if this was done modern like a vape or something, but like they won't like fully do it, like go out of their minds. I feel like with respect to Mike Myers, he does kind of have the look of like I'm high face like throughout the entire movie, but like Garfish, I feel like it
Garth
would be very funny.
definitely looks like he never looks like he's sober in this movie.
Yeah, because like it would be very funny if there was like one scene of like Garth taking a drug, and I feel like he would see like all the colors in the rainbow and just a bunch of other stuff, and that would be so funny. like,
I
oh
feel
wow,
like Garth is always seeing colors that don't exist.
yeah, exactly. But yes, this iconic scene of them playing the one, the only Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
Yes. It must have been expensive to get the rights for that.
Yeah, and I believe like this was at the time where I believe unfortunately I want to say Freddie Mercury was passing away, and they wanted his permission to be in this
Of course.
play the song, and he said yes. What I think is very cool, and also I'm surprised this like again iconic scene, probably the most iconic scene of the movie, starts very early on. So I think that's very intriguing.
Interesting. Yeah. I have it on my car playlist, so I was very familiar with all this immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm not remembering the time where like SNL parodied it like recently with like Trump. It was like I believe like one time when they were like Alec Baldwin was like doing Trump, they just like was parodying this song. It was very strange. I'm not even sure why they did it, but like
Yeah.
they experimented a lot with Alex Trump. That
They did. Yeah. They get too topical with all that anyway.
yeah.
Anyways, speaking of music, we see an object of Wayne's desire. He goes up to this music instrument store. He sees this guitar. This guitar is like the greatest guitar that he could ever want for. He sees it in the window. It's in a like plastic or glass case. He's looking at it. He's trying to get it. He's like, one day I'm going to get this. One day I'm going to get this. And like his friends are like, being like, yeah, you are, man. You are. Anyways, we get through that. I thought we'll get to that later. But then they go to
Good friends.
Good friends, yeah. They go to a donut shop where apparently this is like the place in town. I've seen places like this. They speak to the cop who's surprisingly cool with them for like I guess slacker gang.
Yeah.
I guess he's pretty cool with
they're known to like be in just like these like goofy guys that in like almost trouble. So like, oh, you guys again. You better be good this time or something like that.
Yeah. We see what he's talking about. They go inside. They see Ed O'Neill's character, who is a real piece of work, and he's breaking the rules of the narrating to the camera that only Garth and Wayne are supposed to do. They're talking to a little bit of everyone in this bar. A crush is seen by Garth, but he doesn't go up to her or do anything. And then Stacy shows up with a gun rack. These guys are the least gun racky guys,
right?
And obviously, they're not feeling it. They don't need it in any way. And
in a strange way, I wouldn't. In a strange way, I feel like them having guns both would be surprising and not surprising to me, because I feel like it feels like action movie, like, hold on, I have a gun. Like, how'd you get a gun? Oh, I just like in case I need it. Well, it's like going back to the narration thing. I think it's very funny how they're kind of like, hey, buddy, that's our thing. Like, don't do it. Which I feel like maybe what some other SNL podcasts are thinking right now. Like, hey, why are you stealing our idea? Because we can.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, it's like it's a great scene, and I just like seeing again. What was her character's name again? Hold on. So Alexina, Stacy, just trying so hard, just to get him back. And hey, like you gotta wonder, like, did she do this like too much? Is that what caused the breakup, or like did like something's up?
I don't know. He definitely has some reasons to not like her. Although I did like Stacy.
Yeah,
I thought she brought a nice little spunk and pizzazz to the movie. She reminded me of one of your favorites. From what was Tisha Campbell's character in Boomerang?
Oh Lord, I don't even remember.
Yes, I want to say her name was Yvonne.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes, and she was the crazy next door girlfriend. This one was a little bit more involved because you didn't just see her at the apartment; she was popping up in different places that they were, and I
Yeah.
liked her. I kind of wish she had been even crazier. Like
Right.
maybe,
I was thinking they were going to go that route where like at like some point in the movie she'd be like crazy, like, hey Wayne, I ain't gonna tell you this again. You will take me back right now or I will slit my throat or something.
there's a world where she becomes the bride from Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
And she's blowing up buildings and shooting at them with an M16. But we never get to that world. This is a much more peaceful movie.
Yeah, and also as you mentioned, like we also see like Garth see his girl, I guess you could say. I just like when it's like the Dream Weaver. Like
yeah,
that's also a classic song for like, oh, I'm in love right now, seeing a very pretty girl. I just like,
I was starting to wonder, was this the first place that ever did that song? When I was like,
ooh.
I don't know if it was, man. That feels like a while.
I think it depends on. Hold on, let me try to look up like when the song came out.
I don't think you're gonna find it. That song has got to be in over 100 movies, maybe even 1,000. It's a widely used song.
Oh, so it came out in. Oh, there's like two versions. I don't know which one I'm looking at, but both versions I'm looking at right now came in 1975. So
75. That's what I'm saying. This is a widely used song.
yeah, and also like when they like showed Garth like kind of like getting shot at or something with a dune and like falling back.
Right.
I don't know what that was. I think like the camera was hit him or something. Like,
Yeah, super crazy. Speaking of super crazy people, freaking Ed O'Neill's character. What on earth is this? This guy was so dark. He has clearly a twisted, messed up past. He's talking about, well, but when I do it, it's murder. And he's really, I don't know how this guy is here. I feel it made me like uneasy for what this movie is supposed to be. I don't know. When I first saw him, which now thinking about when it came out, this wouldn't have made any sense. He wasn't nearly famous at this time. I thought it was Colin Quinn. And I was like, but now knowing Colin Quinn isn't even on the show for another 8 years, I think he might have actually still been a teenager when this movie came out. But
I think like Colin was like 30 something when he got on SNL, which was like 1995.
Okay. Yeah, but he still was like not famous, not anywhere near where he was once he got there.
I think he was an MTV persona at the time.
He talked about that on King Nolan's podcast. But yeah, I don't know why I thought that. But yeah, he was so like dark and the way Ed O'Neill can look and carry his type of masculinity and acting made it like even scarier. It's like I don't know if I want you in this movie, man. It was weird. And then it's also they never go back to him. Like with the cop, you get to see him relatable. You get to see other people help Garth and Wayne in different situations. He never helps them. He just comes in every now and then with this creepy line throughout the movie, and I'm just like, there's a different type of movie when you show up, man.
Yeah, he's like taking himself way too seriously. It was like, come on, like we're having fun here. Like relax, bro, relax.
Yeah,
and,
it's a lot.
Yeah, and just a lot of craziness that's like going on. That just brings smiles to my face.
Yes, but outside of his character, I do think it's fun that they have a donut shop situation.
Yeah.
Because
one more thing I actually want to point out with Ed O'Neill's character is that for some reason I kind of imagined that this was like his character in Married with Children because I'm more familiar with Ed O'Neill from Modern Family of Married with Children. I've only seen like a bit of that show, and it seemed like I thought he was kind of playing that same like character because like what I have seen of Married with Children, he seems kind of like that smarmy, like laid back, kind of like grump pants. But like I feel like you're familiar with that show, so like, am I right? Am I right?
I think it's kind of in both because I haven't seen a lot of Married with Children, but it's
Okay.
kind of the similar thing, just like younger. Because in Married with Children, he's the dad, but in Modern Family, he's the grandfather. So yeah, it
Yeah.
feels like they're in the same vein.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I was saying, this little donut shop, I do like that they established like a hangout place for all the young kids to go to. I think it's a fun way to introduce Garth's current love interest and Wayne's former love interest. It's kind of a fun little hangout spot. The type of place you would see usually in like a show, like a Motorheads last year, or like in Riverdale or something like that. So to put this here feels good for like the small town vibe of it all.
Yeah, it's very, very 90s of them. Because I know it's like a lot of 90s shows have that like one particular hangout spot. Like
Yes, it's like what is it in Cheers? You know, you have the one place where everybody
Yeah.
goes, and
like
it's
Friends,
the
like
one.
Central Perk.
Yes, Central Park. Yes, things of that nature. Yeah, I think it was good to add something like this.
Yeah, I believe like that
Other-
one also like diner and Saved by the Bell. I forget what the name of it was.
Oh my god, I am not too keen on Saved by the Bell, but I'm sure there was a place like that there too. But yeah, it was fun to see that. A good addition, added to the small town vibe very well. Then we go to
You're really saying the tone that the movie is going to be.
yeah, it does kind of. And then after that, we've already started a little bit. We start to see the rock vibe of this when they go to, is the place called Ashworks or Assworks?
I think Ash works, but like I think
Yeah, we see them go to Ashworks, which is the rocker spot for Aurora, Illinois. They have to talk to a bouncer a little bit, but they do get in. We start to see how Garth and Wayne, especially Wayne, narrates himself to being within the scene here in Illinois. And we see the band, where their lead girl is Cassandra. They are rocking out, having a great time. The whole crowd is looking at them. I believe there's talent scouts here, everything. Tia Carrera doing a great job as the hottest girl, but also the accent and upholding all the diversity in this movie.
yeah.
So
Very
yeah,
shockingly diverse because I don't think anyone would expect like, oh, this Asia, I won't say girl, like, you know, gonna be the love interest in this movie, but like it is. So
yeah, it's interesting by 1990 standards. You're not really seeing them like that. You're probably also not seeing them as a regular Americanized at this point in time. Because at this point in time, there's still a lot of like playing a geisha or playing like someone who like literally just got to this country, and she's like, no, she's wearing like regular clothes. Still has the accent, but kind of fits more into American culture.
But it's not too stereotypical, thankfully, but like they kind of lean stereotypical a little bit with her.
A little bit with the accent, but past that,
Past that,
I think they did kind of make her a regular American 90s woman.
Yeah, which is great. Like, thank God, honestly, you know?
Right, yeah. We also see, again, a lot of varying possibility. I thought this was immediately going to go awful, but we see Wayne use a taser of some sort to fight off this big guy who's picking with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see that, but also, and obviously, as we see Cassandra rock out so well, Wayne, who's also a musician, obviously, loving all of this from her. He's like, she's gorgeous, she's a great singer, he loves her passion, he loves her energy. He is all over her. And what do you think? It feels like a much deeper way than what Garth was doing, fawning over the girl in the diner. But what do you think?
Yeah, I think it kind of like shows like the difference between Wayne and Garth. I felt like Wayne is he's like more of the extrovert type of like he sees a girl, I'm going to get her and do whatever I can. But like Garth is more of the introvert. Like, oh, I see a girl, but like, oh, how do I go after her? But like, I still try it, but like I'm still a good girl. Like kind of like Farley-esque, where like if it doesn't go well, he's like, oh, idiot! Like, why did I do that? And so I think it shows like the different like personalities between the two of them, which I think really shows well, and I think is a really great factor for this movie.
Yeah, I would say so as well. But yeah, we're starting to see who they are, what they do differently. We see her get in a fight, and also we see Cassandra, I'm saying, get in a fight, and also
Yeah.
talk to Wayne, who tries to flirt with her. It goes surprisingly well for how early in this movie is. I really would have thought he'd have to like earn this, and no, he gets it pretty quickly. So, what did you think about all of that?
I think it's really great. And also, this was around the point where I noticed they used the word like you're feeling mental a lot throughout this movie, which
Yeah, very British of them.
yeah, which I think is definitely the safe way of not saying the R slur, which I'm glad they
I'm
didn't.
glad they didn't use that. Yeah.
And I also kind of wonder, like, again, if this was already, they probably would have said it, but like, you know, again, thank goodness they didn't. But like, yeah, it's like a nice, like, fun bond. It just kind of shows like what a big badass she is, and I just like how I believe like she said something about like someone's going after her, and like she's like something about a dick. Like second time we're saying that. What was the movie?
Yeah.
Like they're dicking me out or something. I think she said.
Does she? Maybe.
Yeah, I believe it's like something with a dick. We just love using that word. It's like a nice, fun word to use.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, we definitely start to see her passion, her literal and figurative strength, and it starts to go pretty well. We can get to the next scene where there's an executive situation going on because Ben is showing his boss, Brian Doyle Murray's character, which his name was, what was his name?
It was Noah. Brian's character, yeah, Noah.
Brian Doyle's character, yeah. Noah, the big boss, Mr. Vanderhoff, the owner of this arcade chain. They're showing it to him, and obviously there's some generational gap here. He is not impressed. He's not really feeling them. He's like, this is what the kids like. I don't know. Well, maybe. But Ben, being such a scoundrel that he is, he convinces them to be like, no, you should put these guys on. You should put these guys on. You should let me go buy this show, which is really taking advantage of these young guys. And he's like, all right, but you got to let me be interviewed every episode, and you got to make it ad worthy for me to get all the kids. So, what did you think about this little meeting that they had?
Okay, but I think like anyway, he's kind of like his own like he's like Lauren Michaels in a way. Like still like make me like a major part of this. Like it's still my show. Y'all can do what y'all want, but it's still my show. So it's like
Right.
TV Funhouse. Like let go my show. Let go my show.
Oh, like Saturday TV Funhouse? Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, this whole interaction like is like great. Like not a whole lot to say, but again, it shows like how like this old school like boss is, you know, just like how he is.
Yeah, I would say so. I did, as you're saying, it's kind of like Lauren Michaels. It does feel a bit Jack Donaghy from 30 Rock, a little bit of him in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, he just feels, because clearly he's so disconnected from all of this. He's a full generation or two above these guys. He doesn't understand what the kids want. So I don't think he references having any either, because like at least if he had like grandchildren or like young children or that, he'd have some connection to that. I don't think he references to any of that, so he's like completely cut off from this. So it makes sense that he would be like this. But at the same time, it's clear that Ben is trying to pull a game here on Garth and Wayne by using them for him. It's definitely not to actually help anyone. He's like a very personal game kind of shit. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, the way it's kind of what SNL does like nowadays of trying to lean towards the younger crowd, which
A little bit.
yeah, a tiny bit, but not like too
tiny bit. I will say, as someone who loves, even though we've only done two, who loves Snack Bros, it does kind of feel like Wayne's World is a little bit of that, because it gets to tap into the modern thing while being the young thing at the same time.
Yeah.
I can't wait till we get to do the Snack Bros movie, Snack Homies. movie.
Definitely, but even though I'm
I
just like a
would
big
love
fan
that
fan.
so much, and Sabrina Carpenter better be in it. That'll be the day. That'll be one of our best episodes when they turn that sketch to a movie.
Please, please, please.
Please, please, please turn that sketch into a movie. Universal and SNL. So, anyways, we cut back to Garth and Wayne. They are trying to get their car fixed. They don't exactly have enough money, but I think they kind of get it done. Uh, Again, Garth with the technology, he puts a major scratch in the side of this luxury car, and then they have to leave after paying for it. Like, we gotta get out of here. We gotta go. It's a nice little bit that happens in this thing. Many of those come along, but then Ben and his producing partner get to the studio, the public access studio that broadcasts Garth and Wayne's show. They talk to them. They get a little bit too much information. They're clearly crossing the line a little bit because they're like, "You're not supposed to know that. We can't tell you where they are." Because I mean, by this standard, it's doxing them literally. Anyways, they get over there to the studio, basement, to the basement where Wayne lives and his family, and they come up on air, literally on air during a show to talk to them about buying their show and producing their situation. They hype them up a lot. They're clapping like, "This is so great. Oh my gosh. What do you want to do?" Which then results in taking them to this, I guess this is like a bar. This looks like maybe a fancier restaurant, maybe
Yeah.
yeah, something like that. And gives them a few drinks and gets them to sign some contracts over to
Like one of those big restaurants.
Yeah, one of those big restaurants, and gets them to sign some restaurants over to Vanderhoff. So what did you think about this?
Yeah, I think it's like a really fun scene. It's like a great way of like, I think like Benjamin does like a great way of kind of luring them into signing the contracts because he's like very sleazy about it. Like, hey, we have this. Like, I'm a big fan. You know, have all your tapes and stuff, and like again taking them to a restaurant. I guess I kind of gave them drunk so like they could like he could say like whatever to them and it'll like work and just like Garth's big drink and then kind of go into the camera like, hey. This is weird, right? Like, are you also having fishy vibe from this? I think it's like really funny, and again, sets like the next like point to the movie, which I think is very well done.
Yeah, I think it's definitely starting to show a little bit of the perception gap between Garth and Wayne. And again, this huge drink, it's ridiculous. It reminds me of you've probably never seen this, Blind Spotting, the one that started the big huge fight that actually ended up setting Daveed Diggs's character on fire. There's a bunch going on in that movie, very different from this one. But yeah, there's a lot going on. I think it's also interesting how he interrupts them in the middle of their show. It's like this it's very invasive, very kind of like I said, crossing the line for them. He shows up on air, and it's like this is a little bit much for you to come up at us like this. And it's nighttime too, so it's obviously not ideal for a time to be doing this. He just feels like an invader. You know what I mean? I mean.
Oh yeah, for that I thought was like a very fun way, just kind of like going through it, and again, it's just like another like fun moment in this movie, and I like the confusion over it too. Like all of it was just like very fun for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think it's starting to show exactly the vibes that I'm thinking. Then it also starts to show in this next scene when they go back to the rock place. He follows them there, and this is when we start to see a little bit more of a tension here because he sees Cassandra rocking out. Apparently, this doesn't seem to be realistic, but apparently he's a producer of television and music. I don't know how he's allowed to do that. Those are different enough fields that would be difficult to do. Anyways, he starts to produce them. He starts to network with Cassandra. He pulls her after she does another great rock performance. He pulls her over and tries to get her into the thing. She says yes because it would help the entire band. All the while, Stacy also shows up again, and this time she's creating more problems, which ends up with her crashing through a roof, I believe it is, or something of that sort. While Wayne is trying to put the moves on Cassandra, it's working very well. They're starting to like each other a lot, uh, including a very interesting use of subtitles in this thing, where we start to see him saying clearly not enough for the subtitles, but it's saying like 4 or 5 sentences worth of things. And also he's actually surprisingly really good at Cantonese. So what did you think of all that?
Yeah, I felt like that it was a very funny, like the way he was trying to like say, like the like Cantonese words like that were very funny, and just the way it was like kind of just showcasing like his like deep admiration to try to get this girl. I thought was like very funny, and just some more fun moments from Garth just being his goofy self.
Yes, I agree. I think it was very silly because again, they're they're taking a lot of experiments with format in this movie. Because like I said, they're already doing the narration to cam as if it's a reality show, even though it is more of a movie. And then they're using the subtitles, and they're using a lot of like technical things for comedy instead of just using the writing or the set design or the performance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't know if that's well. Mhm.
Yeah, it's very, like I said, it's I would think this is risky. I would say a lot of people are probably like, at the time and probably even now would be like, and this is how you do a comedy movie, and you don't do this. And then they saw this and were like, oh shit, this can actually kind of work in a few different
Yeah,
ways.
it's like possible to do. Yeah.
Yeah, things of that nature. We get to the next scene. There's a friendship activity that they do for the first time in this movie, which is watching, laying on the what would you call it? The front of a car and watching planes fly directly over their head. They think it's like super crazy and fun. After that, they get pulled in to the studio with the band members, with the people, and things start to get, like I said, the perception difference starts to show, because immediately they're looking like, hey, wait a minute, that's Wayne's basement, but that's not Wayne's basement. And then they start seeing a few other things where they notice, and then they get the script because they've been kind of forced into having the agreed to interview with Mr. Vanderhoff this episode. The problem is they talked to Garth about it, who's not the leader of this thing, and not Wayne. Wayne is not feeling it at all. So he gets the notes that they give him to interview Mr. Vanderhoff. And it does not go anywhere near the way that they're thinking it's going to go. They get the guitar, they give him the notes, and wait, is that in this scene? I believe it is.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Mhm.
Like they were the thing, and then when giving him the notes, he's interviewing him in a way that does not go very flattering. He's roasting the hell out of Mr. Vanderhoff in a lot of different ways. So what did you think about this?
There's like another scene that just like you can continue the whole motion of it, and I noticed that a lot with both TV shows and movies, where it's like it's this one thing, but like someone comes in and tries to make it this completely other thing that's not what it is at all, and it rubs like them the wrong way, and like, oh, we need justice, we need to figure out like what, like this is not us, and we need to just let them know that. But it's like, oh, we're offering you like this amount of money, and if you don't do it, you might not ever get this big like deal again. So
I
like
think
really
it
show,
actually might have been
yeah.
a little bit later when they actually do the scene with the cards, but we'll get to that a little later.
Yeah, yeah. But like, yeah, it's like no, just like fun, like filled scene that like really works for me.
Yeah. This is actually the scene where they're meeting Mr. Vanderhoff and his wife. I think Wayne was not really feeling him during all this, but again, he's not completely sure. They're not the brightest. They're just really kind of as I realized with that plane scene, they're kind of just like innocent, dumb guys. There's not like an angle here that's a little bit like darker or dirtier, like in Blues Brothers, like in other shows. They're kind of just like harmless, innocent guys that
Mhm.
only hurt themselves with their
Yeah,
stupidity, and I didn't quite think it would be that way.
yeah, they're like if side characters became like the main characters of a movie.
In a way, yes.
Mhm.
But yeah, they're
Yeah,
trying to do all these shady deals with them through all of this. we get to where Garth lives, and apparently his dog has the same hair as him. And again, we get to another friendship activity, them playing uh I guess they would call this street hockey in the street.
yeah, street hockey, yeah, which makes
Yeah.
sense for Mike Myers because he's Canadian.
Oh, I didn't even put that together. That makes sense. Yeah. Street hockey would definitely be his sport of choice. We see a little bit of Stacy
Yeah, she's
riding
coming back,
around,
still trying to get Wayne.
still trying to get Wayne, but less so now because she's broke her neck. Um,
Yeah, she's done it
she's
all, but she's still a fighter.
yeah, still a fighter. Slams over a car a lot, just a lot. Again, I really am feeling Stacy in this thing. Um, and then we get to the point that I was talking about before, where Wayne is not present for an agreement that Garth makes. But yeah, is not present for an agreement that Garth makes. And then in doing all of this, because obviously Garth isn't present, he's going to get the aforementioned super guitar from the guitar shop. And who else does he take but Cassandra? And I really, well, we'll see what you thought about it. But they bond over their musical passion and knowledge through this guitar. What did you think of this scene?
It's just like like another scene of like not showing like their musical sense, which I feel like in like a lot of Wayne's World sketches, aside from like the famous one for Aerosmith, they're kind of like just like guys talking and just have their own show and doing like other things. They don't usually lean towards the musical sense too much, aside from like the theme song, obviously like Wayne's World, but and just like yeah, it's like another like fun scene that like I really enjoyed.
I actually really was all into this because I loved that they can bond over something so because this is one of the only ways that Wayne can show that he's like smart. Like he has like charm and
Yeah.
stuff like that, but he shows that he is talking about this guitar like 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 a rocket scientist or like
Mhm.
how a mechanic would talk about a car. He's like, it's got this very specific this and the twist like this and you can play it. And she's like right with him on all of this stuff. And I thought that's a very cutesy, fun way for them to bond over something like this because
Mhm.
again, they're he's not the brightest person. We've seen her expertise in a lot of other ways, but it's not necessarily like brainy. And for them to bond over something like that, it's like these two are made for each other. I think it's a very beautiful thing. Going,
Brings a tear to an eye.
what would you say?
Brings a tear to an
Bring
eye.
the tear to an eye. Yes. And the other part I want to go back to Wayne agreeing, Garth agreeing to this bum deal of what he said about trying to get dude to interview on the show. It just shows how shady again that he is, but also what type of person that Garth is, because Garth is so clueless in his own world. He doesn't. He's just never all there for any of this movie, including a very important decision like this.
Mhm.
It definitely feels when you zoom out a little bit, it definitely feels like Garth is only there at times because he's such a close friend to Wayne, not necessarily because of his own capabilities. but it's also brings a vibe that it would be inseparable from Wayne's World without him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Garth is in, like you said, his own world, and just like he's like there, and he'll do like what you need him to do. But again, he's never like fully like locked in. But like this is like one moment where it's like he's trying to make a big decision and actually kind of like thinks about it in a way. Like finally,
That's another thing. Anytime he like thinks about something, I don't think it's ever worked out. Like I don't think he finishes
yeah,
the thought. He never. It does. It just isn't. He's not the right person for that.
yeah, he has like too many ideas like going on in his brain. Like he can't even pick one.
Yeah, yeah. He's not. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed, and it's hurt them at times. Okay, so then we get back to the studio, and they again breaking format, being clever. I've seen this happen in other movies, but they don't do this often. They have a talk about integrity and how they would never, ever sell out to a brand, while at the same time breaking the fourth wall a little bit and showing off, oh, Pizza Hut. And this is the exact pill for me. And we wear this type of shoes. And he had a whole a tracksuit of what was it again? He had a whole track. He showed off Doritos. He had a whole Reebok tracksuit with the hat to match. Yeah, we're going crazy about talking about the integrity. If we would never use these brands, we would never sell out and be a branded show, that kind of thing. While also doing clearly a bunch of that for the real life of this movie.
Yeah, in a way, it reminds me because I watch a lot of Good Mythical Morning, and sometimes to be like, oh, these like show something like, hey, not a sponsor, but in a way, it kind of reminded me of that. Which
Yes.
I enjoy.
Yeah, it was. It was really silly. It was one of my favorite bits of this whole thing. It was very silly and like
Yeah, and again, I
yeah.
feel like this is something I have seen in at least like other comedy movies. And like I can't like think of any off the top of my head, but like yeah, it seems like something where like oh we want to like do this at all. Like in a way, I kind of feel like its own SNL sketch of like oh hey like we don't support kind of like one sketch they did like I believe like last season where it's like oh hey yeah we don't support this person, but like but they have done this and this and this and we I really agree with it. So like they like I think like that sketch with like Kanye shoes. Like, hey, we don't like Kanye, but he did this and this and this, and we really appreciate it.
Yes, I believe they advertise the pill, Pepsi, Doritos, Reebok, and Pizza Hut, and maybe one other one in there.
Yeah.
And the pill, I mean, it's a headache type of pill.
Yeah, and I always forget like what the original Doritos like logo looks like until I watch this.
Oh yeah, the old school Doritos look nothing like what we know of it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, we go back to this diner. We see again very dark Ed O'Neill, and we see Wayne start to try to approach this girl. It doesn't really go anywhere again. What did you think of that scene there?
Yeah, that was like another strange thing where it's like, are we just gonna like, keep on doing that? Just like trying to like go towards her, but like we don't. But like, yeah, it was just like this scene was kind of like the first scene I just thought like, just it's like fine, like nothing really to say about it, but like not bad at all.
Yeah, nothing too outrageous here, but I don't. Yeah, it's kind of hard to remember that one. Not too hard. But yeah, so yeah, they're doing a little bit of a extra meetup. Obviously, they didn't do so much with that. There is a PG-13 version of a love scene. They don't really do it, but they're definitely jumping around in their underwear. As edgy as you could make it for this movie, love scene between Cassandra and Wayne. They're getting pretty frisky here. They're all over the bed. I think he hits her on the butt a few times. He jumps on the bed.
They camera one, camera two. Like camera one, camera two, like dances around, showing his cheeks, doing it all.
Yeah, as if they're, as another SNL member would say on a different show, title your sex tape.
Yeah, shout out Kyle.
Kyle, boy, I'm talking about Andy. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, man.
I was thinking of that like one he did with like Miley. You know that one?
Yes. But yeah, they have a bit of a wild sex scene. Um, I'm not sure how much we can really say here. It's just, yeah, don't you jumping on the bed, like you said. He uses drag a little bit. He puts on her bra. But she's having a phone call about, I think, getting down there to Brian Doyle Murray's character in them. Oh wait, to Ben's party. I mean, shop and everything to get things together. And then they all go over there. Garth Wayne and Cassandra. They see his house. They see what he's working with, and he starts spitting a little bit more industry game at them. I think, what was it? I'm not sure much too significant happens here, but what did you think of this, Victor?
This was fun. Like, yeah, like you said, like nothing really happened here, but like, yeah, just like another cool scene. Also, Noah is his name.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was a little something. Nothing too crazy. I don't remember like exactly what they said, but definitely a lot of fun seeing his stuff. But yeah, he seems like a snazzy bachelor guy, which again, another thing about this movie, we show his love interest at the beginning of the movie. We never see her again. It feels something shady about that to me too. That they never show her again. It's like, well, is he hiding her? Is he pushing her away? Is he trying to seem single for Cassandra? Things of that nature.
Oh, whoa, wow, yeah, I didn't even notice that, but like,
We never see her again outside the opening scene. It's really wild.
oh yeah, so something's up, but like in this universe, of course it is.
Something's up. I think maybe he's hiding her, but we don't know.
Call the cops.
Yes. Well, yeah, then Cassandra has another really cool rock out performance. Is this the point? I want to say this is where they meet Alice Cooper. I think.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I think.
Oh, it is. It is. It is. They have a little bit of a driving scene between them, and then they meet Alice Cooper. They're going absolutely crazy. They try to hold it together about meeting him, but at the end, it really, really falls apart. And they're like, yeah, and they're like, we're not worthy. We're not worthy. That's the famous scene of that. So yeah.
It's just some fun stuff, and I just like love the conversation with them, just like how like ridiculous it is. Because one YouTuber who I'm a big fan of, who has done now 3 SNL videos and is a big fan of the show himself, is Drew Gooden, and he was talking about he did a video about like every single SNL movie, and he was talking about this scene of how like they're so like excited to meet him, but like when they talk to him, they have this like weird conversation that you expect like fans and a celebrity to meet, which I think is really great, and it just like shows like how goofy this movie is, because again, like, you would not expect a conversation like this to go between the three of them, but it works so well.
Yeah, man, it's very interesting how fandom works within this, because obviously they're independent TV guys. They have their own set of fans, but as we know, there's levels to this. They are huge like rock fans and rock heads. Of course, they would be insanely impressed to meet Alice Cooper. This would like a life-changing world event for them. So yeah, and again, they did try to hold it together. They were kind of talking normal to him in the beginning, but very soon after, they just fall apart for a very iconic quotable thing. Because I've seen that copied a few times, the "we're not worthy" part.
Yeah, it's that iconic.
Yes, yes. And speaking of very famous people that you might not have expected to see, this is when Chris Farley pops up very early in his SNL career, by the way. Was this 91 or 92?
This was 92, probably filmed 91, so like yeah, like right, like smack dab in the middle of his like first-ish season of the show.
Yeah, Chris was not like super established yet, but he pops up in this movie. It's a very fun time. He's doing
He's just like
the hand stuff, just like as if he was the guy, the motivational speaker.
Yeah, Matt Foley, yeah.
Matt Foley, yeah. It's very like wow. to see him in this, but he's like a security guard.
Yeah, and I love how like smart he is too. And they point out like, hey, is this like this security guy know a little too much? Like,
Yes, yes, yeah. It's very unexpected. It's very unexpected. Um. Anyways, they're getting into the thing. They meet the security. They walk down the hall. They are using the full extent of what do you call them? Backstage passes. And they get backstage. This is like I said, this is where they meet Alex Cooper. And then right after this, their show begins. The show they're shooting for their Wayne's World regular show, but they're shooting it for the larger arcade studio situation.
right.
And I believe this is when the arcade owner guy goes onto the show because, as we said earlier in the agreement, there was an agreement that he is to be interviewed every episode of the show of Wayne's World, right?
Uh-huh.
And Wayne does everything he's supposed to do. However, he writes things on the card. I think we talked about this a little earlier. He writes things on the card that make fun of the guy who owns the arcade, Mr. Vanderhoff, and he is ripping this guy apart with some of the things he said. It's like both lewd, it's like dirty, it's like nasty, it's emasculating to some extent. He calls him, what is it, Sphincter Boy. I think he said something about his penis or something like that.
Yeah, all these like random like '90s just insults.
Yes, 1,000,000%. What does he say? He says Sphincter Boy. He says he blows goats. I have proof. Which is, yeah.
Yeah,
He said he has no penis. He's coming for him in like so many different types of ways.
it just had like goofy old fun, just like, picking with the boss. And I remember like one time in one like I think like early edition of Wayne's World during like SNL, they like, actually did that with it was like a character Phil Hartman was playing. He was playing like some sort of like goofy nerdy guy, and Garth had like a card which showed like the F slur, which of course would not be great now.
Yeah, by 90 standards that was okay, but that definitely doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, but even like with that, I still got a laugh from it because he's got like snickering so hard, like it's like at it. So like for like that context, it still works. But, like yeah, but like still some pretty fun stuff, even if it doesn't like age well.
Yes, and yeah, they obviously maybe that is an area where this being toned down for PG-13 is a good thing because they definitely probably would have been using that type of language around this time as well. But over here they just they just say stuff like he blows goats and Sphincter Boy and stuff like that, which leads to an obvious conflict between Ben and Wayne, because it's like, well, you can't be over here trashing the boss on live TV. Well, at the same time, Wayne is like, well, I'm not gonna do that because this is my show and fuck y'all, and I will stand up to the man because that's my principle. So then Ben is like, well, then you're gonna get the hell out of here. And now Garth, who is about as smart as a couple of rocks, has to run this show. And he immediately he's nervous, he's scared, he's very upset about all of it. What did you think about this sequence of events here? Which we knew was coming, but how do you think they handled it?
Right, I think it's a perfect. Like they handle it in such a Wayne and Garth way that I just think like really works, and just like the various things that they were doing, it's just great, and it just shows like again Garth is like when he shines, it's basically a like brand new movie. Like it's the Garth show. Like he's doing his own thing, and it's just great, and it's like so great because I think it's such a perfect use of like the like goofy sidekick. Because sometimes they don't get as many moments, but like they give Garth like enough moments where again it's like the Garth show, and he's just doing his own things, and it's just really really great, and it just Garth is awesome.
Yes, I agree. I think it's fun. It's a fun use of a lot of movies like this have sort of the idiot character, and like we were saying in Three Amigos, it had kind of all three of them were that at different times. We see a little bit of this in Sisters. We see a little bit of this, and sometimes they're like this in Blues Brothers, and other times they're actually smart. I think
Yeah,
it's
and everyone
interesting.
was like it in Grown Ups.
Oh, yeah, boy, yes, definitely in Grown Ups. Oh my goodness, yes. But I think that's interesting when you put him in such a prominent role, because usually like the dumb character is in like sort of to the side, or it's not set up like a duo situation, it's set up like a trio situation. Whereas when you get to put Garth in these situations, he you can see his nervousness create a different tone of comedy than the type of like rocker confidence that Wayne has, and it is fun. But also I want to talk about Ben in this scene.
Yeah, but hold on,
They
real quick. I just want to like point out that like yeah, it's like great that they like only use him like sporadically to a degree because like if you like just pushed it super hard, it could kind of a little cringy, I think.
He
Or it's
becomes
like
cringy, and also you start to blur the line between like being used for fun and making fun of this type of person.
right,
Right.
right,
Because you don't want to alienate your audience and stuff like that.
right, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. But also, like I was saying, I'll talk about Ben in this scene. He's kind of he lets him down, but he's not like in a screamy, yelly kind of way. Do you think so? Because he didn't
Uh,
seem like he seemed upset, but not like foaming at the mouth upset. But he's still firm.
yeah, yeah. I kind of felt that way too. Yeah.
Yeah, you would think he'd be more upset about this because he you would think he'd be more of a kiss ass to Vanderhoff, be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, sir, and it'll never happen again, and we can't. It was this mongrel better never come on Vanderhoff estates ever again." No, he's more like, "Hey, what was that? Absolutely not. You're gone, pal." And it's like it's interesting how they do that, but also how swift and serious the consequence is, because after this, he really like blows up Wayne's like whole life. Like you would think that this would be like a much smaller consequence than what it is. But no, it actually goes pretty serious. He calls Cassandra pretty soon after this. Um, I want to say, what does he tell her after? Yeah, he calls her. I think he says something about what does he say about Wayne again? I forgot it too, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah. So someone let us know. Someone let us know.
Yeah, it's definitely something that hurts their relationship. And then right after that, he's back on the car watching the planes with Garth, and then their friendship starts to implode as well. And it's like, yo, everything is falling completely out of order for Wayne. This is what many call, I guess, the all is lost moment that I learned about in film writing and things like that. And he's really going through it. What they have a pretty serious fallout over what this is about and if they're gonna sell out or if they're gonna keep strong, I believe is what their argument was about, which caused this,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what did you think about this sequence?
It's just like another interesting sequence, and yeah, it's very interesting how like he kind of like Ben becomes kind of like the same character, but now even more like he has like more oomph to him, I guess you could say.
Yeah, because he's always been the antagonist. I think he's never been able to throw his power around in a way
Yeah.
that could hurt the characters until now.
Yeah, and then, like it shows like now like oh okay like I'm now like this guy and I'm now trying to go after your girl and now basically like screw you Wayne and like everything's happening again. just just it just shows just some good stuff from everything, and it's a nice, interesting turning point for the movie too, so, which I enjoy.
Yeah, man. It's just it feels like the curtain has finally been pulled back, you know? Because
Mhm.
like I've been saying the whole time, we knew that Ben was not a good dude. He felt like a slimy Hollywood exec. He felt like definitely the person that would take advantage of young creatives like Garth and Wayne. It's just now that when the rubber actually met the road, he did that. And I mean, yes, Wayne did kind of cross the line with what he was doing, but we knew that he was doing it off of his own principles. It feels different because
Right.
obviously Ben is doing this in the spirit of like being a kiss ass, in the spirit of like his
Yeah.
capitalistic interest, in the spirit of, well, I'm a company man and I don't care about stepping on these little guys to get what I need to keep my position, to keep my stuff on, and I'll crush anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like it just shows that like again, it's like a new turning point for the movie, which is like a bit like kind of like okay, but like I don't think it hurts the movie at all.
Yeah, it's all, I mean, if you zoom out, it's really sort of a situation of like, these are the independent creatives that are the people that actually drive creativity and like they're what they're after in the first place is like the interest of the youth versus the big company that's going to squeeze everything out of you and turn you into a drone. And Ben represents the latter.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yes. And now there's a little bit of this in Zoolander too, to an extent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was like that same thing. Funny enough.
Yeah. But yeah, speaking of that, obviously this creates a rift in the relationship between Garth and Wayne. I believe they've run away from each other, and then Garth gets back. Wait, and then Wayne gets back to Cassandra, and he's immediately mad. Like, well, what are you doing, banging Ben? And she's like, wow, you think I'm so bad of a musician that I gotta bang Ben to actually get gigs for my musical career? And that's like, obviously that's a huge shot because like women are accused of that kind of stuff anyways, and it has a very like misogynistic past when accusations like that come up. So obviously she's like super offended by this whole situation, and obviously like it's a huge blow to like, oh, you don't think I'm a good enough musician that my own talent can get me
Right.
this? You think I gotta do like,
Used.
yeah. So that also falls apart, and it's like for Wayne to get these two very harsh blows in his life, he just lost his best friend and his girl. Um, it's a real harsh boom bam. You know, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's like the obligatory, like, oh, like now everything goes wrong. Like, how can I fix this part of a movie that I've seen so many times in movies? But I still think it works because, again, it shows, like, again, some character development between really everyone involved, which I think is a good thing.
Yes, yes, I agree. It definitely shows what how Wayne handles things when he's under pressure. Because up to this point, there had never been enough tension in his life to really show. He's always just like a rocker guy and like, yeah, I'm jolly and bright and we're just having fun. And then after this, it's like, oh, his back's up against the wall. We're really about to see what he's made of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, and again, shows like a new part of Wayne that they could have like he could be like real douchey and real like bitchy too, but like he's not to it at
I
all.
kind of thought he was going to get like that, but no, he's actually a little bit more. I think in a way it kind of shows that he has heart in a way that I might not have expected. Because a
You know,
character like this feels, yeah, what are you going to say?
oh yeah, I kind of like that they didn't go that way because I feel like it would have been it is necessary but not like super necessary to do that because again like you still have that like character but like you like doing that kind of makes him like a completely new person which I wouldn't have loved personally, so I'm kind of glad the way they went with it like happened.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, we get to see what he's made of. Because again, if on the outside it feels like he might be a little more shallow, but clearly he's more deep than that. And that as seen in this next scene where he goes to kind of apologize to Garth and reconnect with him, but it's not by himself. This cop has a bit of a, what was it? Would you call this sort of a motivational call to action by the cop guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a little something to say about this. It pulls them back together, So they're remaking it up in the diner, which then leads to kind of a group effort here. Him, the cop, uh, Ed O'Neill's character. I think some of the friends from earlier in the car ride.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they all have a team up situation here to go and stop Ben from taking Cassandra. I don't think
It kind of
that's
shows like,
what were you gonna say?
it kind of shows like some like nice again character development between like everyone involved, like trying to go after this girl because like they care that much about Wayne, which is also very sweet. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean he is a local celebrity. Yeah, but this kind of came out of nowhere for me. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't sure we would see a lot of these characters again. You know?
Yeah, I'm glad we did because I really enjoyed them. Like at least so personally, I'm glad we got them.
Yes, totally. So then they go to get her. They gotta go like pretty far, it seems. I think they're in. I want to say Peoria. What's the name of the town they're from in Illinois?
Aurora.
Aurora. They go from Aurora, Illinois, back to Chicago, where all the big stuff is going down. Clearly, Cassandra's having a time with the performance, and I want to say Ben touches her inappropriately or something like that, which then leads to her leaving and trying to go back to Wayne, which then leads to one of the more interesting endings I've ever seen in a movie. Well, first of all, what did you think of the little part before that? Because this ending we got to break down like fully.
Oh yeah, like but for this, yeah, it was like another perfectly fine scene. I don't really have much to say about it, but like not too bad, but like yeah, not a lot to say for me.
Yeah. Okay. About same for me. Pretty much kind of just fun that they all came back together anyways. But this ending gets really crazy because if you've never seen this movie ends 3 times. The first ending, this might have been one of the funniest parts of the movie for me. The first ending, it just ends completely bad. Ben gets the girl. Wayne loses the thing, loses the show. The performance goes in a way that only goes in in her favor, and I don't even think it's really in her favor. It's just kind of just all goes to Ben, and then they as I wrote down, they never break the fourth wall, but they crack it. They definitely crack it several times because after that bad ending where everything goes wrong, Wayne comes out, talks to the camera. Did you really think it would end like that?
Yeah, like yeah, because like Ben's going like, oh, you really think he would be?
Yeah, you really thought she'd end up with Wayne?
Like, hey, you really think we end like that? Like, no, we're gonna end this way.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do this silly little dance and then the sounds and stuff, and then the second ending, it for all intents and purposes ends like a Scooby Doo episode. They come out here, they take the mask off of somebody, and it was this other person this whole time. And I mean, they don't use the exact words, maybe for copyright purposes, but they say something to the same tune of it, and I would have gotten away from it if it weren't for you meddling kids. Yeah, not that exact same thing, which again, maybe Hanna-Barbera has that copyrighted, but they said something like that. And then, just when you think this is gonna not go again, they ended a third time with everything pretty much going the way that you thought it would go. Garth and Wayne both get the girls. The music thing goes well. Their TV show career situation goes well. And it's just a very unserious way to take this movie. And I mean, to me, it kind of felt like the end of Blazing Saddles, where it ends in a way that's not supposed to end the way it does, and then it goes to another ending, and then it kind of breaks the fourth wall and it ends there. But even that felt like its own separate thing compared to this. What did you think of this? Of these several endings?
Just again, just a perfect way to end it. And like the Scooby Doo one, it felt like something I think like the Scary Movie franchise would do. Like that seems like a random like thing that they would incorporate into their films, which I thought was great. And just like just the various endings, I just think like really working. And again, it's like a perfect way to end what has already been like a whirlwind of such a goofy movie. Like why not end with like various ending. Like, if anything, I feel that's sometimes what SNL should do. Like, just like, oh, we don't know how to end the sketch. Okay, let's end like this. Let's end like this. Let's end like this. Like, it seems like something like you would think SNL has. Maybe they have gone to over the years. But, like, it seemed like at some point they would probably do like more recently. But like, just some good stuff here.
Yeah, man. It's really crazy. I've never seen, like I said, Blazing Saddles was similar to that, but they were doing so much action and breaking down. They just straight up came up and said, no, we're not ending it like this. We're ending it like this. Well, no, we're not ending it like this. We're ending it like this. It's just a very unserious movie. They have a little bit of fun with the after credit scene here too. I don't remember exactly what they did, but it was definitely very silly and weird. And that is Wayne's World. Like I said, not exactly up to the level of hype that I had heard about, but definitely a very special movie. And like I said, I'd imagine this was everything to people who came up on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like an epitome of the real guys movie, and yeah.
Yeah, if you're like a Gen X teenager, this was your world. This was your Super Bowl.
Yeah, and so so a lot of fun stuff, and as you could probably tell, a very fun recording. I time traveled both of my different locations, and it was a lot of fun. And I'm also
there
currently
might have been a little time. There might have we may be in a different parallel universe from different parts.
Exactly. I time
Or actually, if you're the only listening this on audio, nothing changed, nothing happened. I don't know what you're talking about. If you're only listening to this on audio, what are you talking about? There's nothing.
Yeah, and if you hear something on my screen right now, it's definitely not no weird ads popping up. So
yeah, absolutely not. We're wearing the same outfits. If you're on audio, there's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I am at least. So that's
exactly.
Yeah. Don just got a little high. I had to take the hoodie off.
Exactly. Yes. Okay. Anyways.
As for our two leads, I'll start with Mr. Myers. Not Mike Myers.
Mike Myers. Oh boy, Mike Myers is. It's interesting that we start with this movie because.
And then it's like Wayne's World and then right in the middle of Wayne's World and Wayne's World 2, he did So I Married an Ex Murder, which he I believe took some time off SNL like for the first couple seasons, or not seasons, like first couple episodes of the season, and they actually credited him out, and then he came back for it. But like, So I Married an Ex Murder, then Austin Powers.
Oh yeah, this is when things get really big because in my mind, these are two of the biggest comedy franchises ever. Because like, when we get to Austin Powers, I don't think we could overstate how huge Austin Powers was. Its reach, its level of humor, its level of craziness and stupidity is. I don't think there is a young man of a certain age that was not touched by this movie, and I wasn't even in the direct demographic of it, and I was touched by this movie when I was a little kid. So it was extremely far-reaching. And then the other one that we'll talk about, Shrek, that's hit everybody.
Yeah.
That hit, because it's a family movie, it hit everybody. It hit people that were too old for it. It hit people too young for it. It hit all the children who watched with their parents and their grandparents. It's enormous.
All right, yeah, okay. There we go. So then a few years after Shrek, he did the infamous but a personal favorite of mine. So like when we covered it, I'm gonna defend the movie so hard. The Cat in the Hat, because I absolutely love that one.
Oh my, yeah, bro, I forgot about Cat in the Hat. I think I saw Cat in the Hat in theaters, the first one. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And then that's pretty much all the big stuff that he did. He also was part of the funny enough, the Bohemian Rhapsody 2018 film, so that's great. And of course, it's part of the most recent Michael movie, so that's awesome as well.
Yeah, you would think he hit on more movies after two enormous franchises, but no, it's not nearly as much as you think it would be.
Yeah, and that's for Mr. Carvey. Has a bigger movie career than Mike here has, because he does, I believe, 6 movies way before Wayne's World. Then after that, not a whole lot to say other than The Master of Disguise, I believe. Which
I've heard a lot about Master of Disguise, but I've
yeah,
never
I think
seen
I think it's the only real like major part movie he has. He also has the Adam Sandler, Jack and Jill, Hotel Transylvania too. Not part of the first one though. Like, and also Secret Life of Pets, which is another movie that I personally love, and also did the Hulu documentary about his short-lived ABC show, the Dana Carvey Show, called Too Funny to Fail. So those some movies from Dana there.
Yeah, man, it's rough when you think about a lot of things about Dana's career, about being so kind of underrated as a cast member because he's one of the greatest impressionists that we've ever seen, and then you see his movie career and it's like, oh, you would think he had a little bit more out of this, you know?
Yeah, but like I guess
Which in a way it makes you a little concerned about. I mean, Chloe has already co-led a movie, but it
yeah,
makes you concerned about what's going to happen to James and Chloe as they start to get further into their careers as these super impressive impressionists. But I don't know if everybody wants to put them in the lead of their movies, you know?
yeah. Like Chloe's doing some stuff. James is not though, but like hopefully he does some soon because he's a very
Hopefully.
fun cast member to talk about.
Exactly. Yeah, but
That's
Dana was so great, man.
yeah.
Very fun in this movie in a way that I didn't expect. But yes, he did good. And if only he could have got a little bit more, but things turn out the way they do.
Yes. So yeah, another one we worked very hard on. Very again chaotic recording, but we had some fun with it as always.
Hey man, if you listen to this only on audio, you wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah. You didn't hear that ad just pop on my screen right now.
You didn't hear anything if you're on audio. This is basically a normal episode for you. All we're talking is nonsense. Anyways, what's not nonsense? Tell them where you can find you, Victor, on the internet.
Yes, I am at Instagram at I'mAlive00000 and on Twitter at I'mAlive419. I felt like I was doing something on one of those things that I just blinked out right now, but if you follow me, you'll find out what I'm talking about. So yeah, check me out there.
All right. And you can find me on Instagram at he_gentleman. My YouTube page is Oversimplified Productions, where you can find all episodes of this podcast and more. Probably, I was teasing this earlier, probably going to drop that Ashley Padilla video somewhat soon-ish.
Ooh.
And obviously you can find me on TikTok at Lego Sports Ball, where a lot of fun and silly women's basketball content. Anyways, I guess
one thing I can say is like obviously aside from being in the chat, sometimes you can also occasionally check me out on the patron feedback shows of the Saturday Night Network or good friends at the Saturday Night Network. So yeah, you can check me out there.
Totally. We were both in there for a recent hot takes show. Anyways, again, thank you guys for joining us. Oh, and obviously you can join the Discord. We are definitely up and running now. Definitely got a few friends in there that are going to be listening to this, having a lot of fun. We're talking we're talking other shows. We're talking future cast members.
Yeah.
Possibly. A little bit of everything is on there. So definitely join our Discord. It'll be in the Discord.
It's a little different.
It's a little different, but it'll be in the description of this video and of our podcast if you want to go over there. We've had a great time with you. Had a great time reviewing Wayne's World. And we'll see you next time for Not Ready for Popcorn Players. Oh, and one more thing. Now that we've done 10 episodes, we can start having guests. So definitely look out for that soon on another episode of Not Ready for Popcorn Players podcast. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.